You always do.
Good evening. Welcome to the Village Board meeting for the Village of Pleasantville. Today is Monday, June 10. If you are watching live on Monday, June 10, we encourage you to call in if you have comments or questions. The call-in number is 769-1677. As always, you can catch us both live and later in on-demand webcasts at pctv76.org, and also watch us on Cablevision and Verizon Fios. Our next regular meeting is Monday, June 23 at 8 p.m. with a work session at 7. At a couple.
Is it the 23rd on Sunday?
Monday, June 23rd. Is that a Sunday?
24th.
Oh, good catch.
It's my husband's birthday. See how I knew that? You're all my witnesses. So when I forget, you can say,
Rewind
no,
the
she
tape.
remembered at one point.
Our next regular meeting is Monday, June 24th at 2013 at 8 p.m. with a work session at 7. And a couple of announcements to make, and one of them is that we are apparently in the monsoon season. As all of us know, it won't stop raining, and it has exacerbated the longstanding problem of the closing of the Sawmill River Parkway. And we have continued over a long period of time to express our concern both to the county and to the state about the impact on the Village of Pleasantville when the Sawmill River Parkway closes. The Sawmill is a state road, although the county has subcontracted obligations for it. And we have asked for a series of things. Obviously, the real goal would be to have a flood mitigation problem that would avoid the closing entirely. But absent that, we have also asked for assistance when the closings happen, including a network of signs that would assist people who get forced off the sawmill in understanding where they need to go. And in addition to that, better and more timely notice to us, because we get no notice at all. They just pull a truck across the road and there it goes. So there has been some slight sense of optimism about some movement on the part of the state DOT about finding a long-term solution to the flooding in this area, but it continues to be a source of major frustration not only to the residents in that area, but to all the residents of Pleasantville. We are one of the communities along the sawmill that gets hit the hardest when the parkway is closed, both with traffic choking the neighborhoods immediately around the sawmill and also just gridlock in the village with all of us trying to get around and get out. So I just want you to know that we are renewing our comments both to the county and to the state about this, both for near-term relief and for a long-term solution, and you will hear more about that over time. I am not optimistic that a solution is in the immediate offing, but we intend to keep the pressure on in a vigorous way. So we have our farm market up and running every Saturday morning from 8:30 to 1 back in Memorial Plaza after a successful run in the winter, so we encourage everybody to get out to the farm market. Tonight, the first order of business is our annual visit from the students from Pleasantville High School who have stepped up to join the Pleasantville International Association, and they and their families have embarked upon a year-long fundraising effort to help support these kids in their efforts to travel to various parts of the globe in the course of the summer. This year, PIA has 13 students who are headed to various places, and we are happy to welcome them tonight and give them a send-off on behalf of the Pleasantville Department of State and to anoint them as the ambassadors of the village to head out to the 13 different countries they're going to go to. I say that a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but I can speak from personal experience, my own daughter having been a PIA kid who went to Costa Rica and who continues to remember that as one of the really extraordinary moments of her high school career. And I can say with certainty that she, as well as I know many other Pleasantville kids who have done this, probably wouldn't have done it were it not for the fact that friends and students in grades above established that pattern, following in the footsteps of the people that fell before them. For now roughly 40-year period, the PIA has existed at Pleasantville High School. So The kids who do this do so with great spirit, but also with a sense of adventure, and it is not an overstatement to say quite a bit of courage to leave the friendly confines of 10570 and launch into foreign countries, sometimes countries with languages they don't speak. Often these ventures involve a homestay, living with a family in the host country, and they often involve a period of time working on a project somewhere in the country to assist in all kinds of different things, water projects, school projects, teaching kids, painting things, trying to leave the place a little bit better than it was when they came. So I say with affection and respect that we are delighted to welcome the 13 students from PIA tonight, and I will head to the podium and we'll call them out one by one. Yeah, you are. So, to the 13 students, we are sending you off with a couple of things and a couple of responsibilities. One of them is a little backpack that says Pleasantville, and we would like to have a picture of you with this on your backs in some iconic location in your country. This is not the equivalent of what you had in BRS when they put your name in BRS on you in case you got lost, but it could work if you take a wrong turn at Machu Picchu. At least they'll know where you came from. Two other things to hand off to you. One is a little set of postcards that are historic images of Pleasantville, and the other is the brief history book about Pleasantville that was written on the occasion of the tricentennial when Pleasantville celebrated the 300th year of its settlement. It includes lots of pictures of how Pleasantville looked years back, a few pictures, but not very many of how it looks now. I know from having talked to lots of PI students when they come back that on many occasions the host families are very interested in where you came from. And so you'll be able to show them where you came from, and then you'll have to say, well, it's not like this anymore. So I leave it to you to bring some more contemporary pictures. But we send that off, again, as a very small token of the affection we have for you, but the respect we have for you for having tackled what is really a great undertaking, and one that will spread the word about Pleasantville in lots of places, and then all of you come back and spread the word about the places you visited. So,
Mr. Mayor, I just want to interject one thing. The previous PIA participants in that packet of postcards was the old recreation center, and they were charged with trying to sell it for us. And none of them succeeded, so you're lucky that you don't even have to do that now.
We have a certificate for each of you that reads and I'll read Mark Arcidiacono's because his happens to be in the A's. But each of these certificates reads, the Board of Trustees honors Mike Arcidiacono as Pleasantville's 2013 Ambassador to Japan, traveling on behalf of the Pleasantville International Association, issued this 10th day of June to honor the spirit, the energy, and the courage shown by PIA ambassadors from Pleasantville High School. So is Mike Arcidiacono here tonight? There he is. Sir. Number 2 is Gianna Benetti, who is going to Thailand. Is she here tonight? I am somewhat concerned that the Black Cow is going to have to close down. No one's going to be available to work. Thank you. Mac Butcher, Switzerland.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Are you getting help?
Carrie Chapman, Costa Rica.
Never been to any of these places.
Are you ending up at the black sand beach as my daughter did?
I'm not sure.
It was a good way to end up. Adam Choi, Peru.
Find out.
Thank you. Maggie Rose Heidepriem. Morocco.
All right.
Nina Kapoor, Tanzania. Paul Manna, China. Thank you, sir.
Definitely wear that Pink Floyd t-shirt.
Paige Saihojos, Australia.
Yeah, yeah. Looks like a Book of Mormon, don't get to choose.
Melanie Stopler, the Navajo Nation. Whoop.
You're taking the mayor with you.
Be the second button I've lost today. Magdalene Sullivan, South Africa. Benjamin Taubenblatt, South Korea. Found a typo. We're going to fix that for you. And last but certainly not least, Jacob Wallace, Mongolia. So it's, as you have just heard, an extremely diverse list of countries. 13 Pleasantville High School students fanning out across the globe. I just want to thank all of the students, but also all of the families who have made this possible. I recall from my own era in PIA that there are moments you think, oh my God, the kids are better traveled than I am. Why am I doing another bake sale? The payoff is extraordinary, and I would just want to thank you all for taking this 40-year tradition and propelling it into the future, not only propelling it into the future, but growing it to the point that there are now 13 students going, which must be, if not the biggest group ever, among the biggest. Am I right? Is it the biggest, Jay?
It's among the biggest.
So-
We were 14 one year.
Yeah. All right. I thank you all, and I thank you all for coming. 100% attendance. Go PIA.
Mr. Mayor, how long are their assignments?
Depends on the program they go. Some of them are 3 days, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. A few of them are longer than that.
Very nice.
8 weeks?
Now, do we get, is it an exchange? Do you get,
What?
do you get 13 students, is this an exchange?
No, I mean, occasionally there are students that come here. Most of the kids go through 2 different organizations.
Very nice. What a
That
great
organize these things.
opportunity.
It's a great thing.
And they're funded by our institutions?
Yeah, looks like, yeah, I guess it
Very nice.
So, are we on, Shane? We're still on.
are.
As you might imagine, these 13 impressive students and their families are not impressed by the next item on our agenda, which is a public hearing on local law repealing Chapter 35 entitled Summons in its entirety. Is there a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Patty, you want to describe why we are having this public hearing?
I will. We have been advised by our council to repeal Chapter 35 of our village code because it is redundant. And we have under CPL and other laws the obligation to issue appearance tickets as notices of violation of the village code, not summonses. So there was a little bit of a disconnect in procedure, and they thought it best that we do not rely on 35 to write our local code violations, that we write under another chapter we have in our code dealing with appearance tickets. So we've not had any public comment on this. It's a housekeeping matter.
Will we vote on this tonight?
You can.
We don't have a resolution on at the moment for that.
Okay,
So, I mean, we
Well,
can
for-
add that. You
we
want to
can
add that tonight, or you want to add that?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, so, I mean, we're following advice of counsel here. Is there any
161.
comment of any sort?
161 is fine.
All right. Any comment from the public? Again, our call-in number is 769-1677. Hard to imagine that we haven't filled the room on this important subject. Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Public hearing is closed. We can now go to the resolutions. As you can see, we have a group of three of us tonight. So it will be a tag team.
Yes, and I don't have a voice, so bear with me, please.
148 Mindy.
I can cover them all.
Resolved that the pre-check register dated June 10, 2013, covering check number 75531 through 75696 has been reviewed, and they are hereby approved as listed in the record, including the general fund, water fund, capital fund, refuge fund, pool fund, trust and agency fund, to total $637,517.75.
Is there a second?
Second.
Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion approved. 149, Brian.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees has reviewed the minutes of the meetings held on May 20th and May 30th, 2013, and they are hereby approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Corrections or comments? Gives me an opportunity to mention what I might have mentioned in the announcements, and that is, I just want to thank the Pleasantville Volunteer Fire Department for a great fire department parade, which took place on Friday, May 31st. It was a great event as always, but a little bigger than sometimes, and the special guest was a contingent from Sandy Hook, Connecticut. It was great to see them and great to have a chance to talk to them, and one of those occasions when it becomes clear that these expressions of support to communities that have suffered are very much appreciated, and I want to thank the Pleasantville Fire Department for having made that happen. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion approved.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the village administrator to sign the agreement with SPCA to provide shelter for seized, strayed, and homeless dogs and cats as per the terms set forth in the agreement of fiscal year 2013 and 2014.
Is there a second?
But do I have to?
Yeah. To move it.
Second,
Yeah.
I'm wondering, given that there's been some discussion about tabling this tonight and exploring alternative ways to go.
Could I just add one thing, though, that you always have, traditionally have objected to this?
I've always objected.
Yes.
Just so that people know,
So-
I object to this because I'll keep this short because many of you know this by heart. We are paying, $4,778 for a service that we used last year. How many times, Patty? Maybe once, maybe none.
Maybe a handful.
Right. And it's just my position that there has to be another way to go about this.
All right, so is there cause for optimism that we may be able to find an alternative?
We never have before. I don't know why. I do want to add, though, that it's been more than a handful this year, because I know of 3 cases myself.
You do?
Yes,
What-
just recently. There was 2 dogs, puppies.
We'll get a report for the
That,
next meeting. I don't mind tabling it. I'd like to
actually,
know.
there's
I'd like to know
been
as
4
well,
occasions.
Okay,
you know,
so
what
let's have
kind of
a-
activity
And
we
if
have
if
there.
there's another way, to team up with Mount Pleasant in this.
All right, is there a
do
motion to
something else.
table then? And to
Yes,
pursue our option?
Yes,
I'll
Yes.
second it.
thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
all in favor?
Aye.
Tabled. 151, Ryan.
Resolved pursuant to New York Domestic Relations, Article 3, Section 11C, Marriage Officer, the Board of Trustees of the Village of Pleasantville hereby appoints Mindy Berard as a marriage officer. Wow, from June 1st, 2013 through April 1st,
cool, David.
2014.
Is there a second?
You have to second it. Do you?
Second.
You can second, Mindy.
Okay.
I'll
I
say,
second
I'll
it.
say, no, I should
I'll
second.
third it.
You're under arrest.
This is a special arrangement we are making to assist a specific family and to assist Mindy in assisting them, and we're happy to do it. All in favor? Aye.
And I
Aye.
just want to note that this is within the law, that this, that they found that we've, looked into, and it is indeed, this is a legal.
Article 3, Section
Ah,
11.
yes, thank you
Does
very
this have
much.
to do with repealing summons?
No, but
I'm tying that together.
I'll tell you, there's not a lot, you do some good things in this position, but I think you're honored to do
Oh, that's
very
fantastic.
few. And the one thing I was very honored to do is that in your absence, I was able to swear in a police officer who happened to be female, which meant a lot to me, and now this is the second big thing I get to do that really means very, very, very much to me. So, thank you for,
All right. 152, Mindy.
resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby reserves the parking lot at the new Recreation Center, 48 Marble Avenue, for program participants only, all days and all hours. And further resolved that the Board of Trustees authorizes the police chief to ticket and tow all vehicles violating this restriction.
Is there a second?
Second.
So, is it necessary to limit parking there on nights when nothing's going on? I guess the problem is it's hard to determine when nothing's going on.
Yes.
And something may
We
be
thought
happening
about
later in
this
the
a
evening.
lot.
And
Yeah.
yes, right.
And what
Right.
is
We
a
really thought
program?
about this a lot, and it's just not worth having people think that they can park there, because there's
Right.
programs
It's
that
not,
start
it's not a
sometimes 8
public
o'clock at
lot.
night.
It's a specific
Right.
lot for the Recreation Department.
Right.
And you don't want people leaving their
Right.
cars in there overnight. Is this going to be signed as such?
It's signed already.
All right, good.
And just because it's always disheartening to have to ticket anyone who didn't intend to cause a problem.
Right.
Should we have a chain across it? Last person out? Just
I
so
think the
it's-
sign's clear enough. The chain looks, I don't
Well,
want the place to
mean,
look
whatever.
uninviting, but
So, okay.
we're okay. And we need that gate access anyway, if an ambulance needs to get on the field.
Yeah.
I'd rather not do that.
Okay.
And
All-
program, I mean, doesn't it seem like everything's a program, whether you're, ASO or,
No, this is for the
No,
building.
for the
It's
for the building.
It's for the building. It's pretty
So-
clear
so-
on the sign. It
okay,
says you have to
so
be.
No, I know that.
just for the clarity of this resolution, can we amend the resolution?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
To say for Pleasantville Recreation Department programs?
Yeah.
That would be better,
That's
because
fine.
that's to
That's right.
Brian's point, that, they could
Everything's
mean,
a program.
I'm in a program that's ASO
Right.
on the field right now.
Right.
You're right,
No
Brian.
problem.
Yep.
Is that even clear enough, Pleasantville Recreation
Yes,
Department?
I think so.
So, okay, so the mover and the second are okay with that?
Wait,
Yes.
wait a minute, maybe Pleasantville Recreation Department building, like the actual, or is it getting too wordy?
You can imagine how hard it
It'll
was
be
to put
okay.
the
Yeah,
signs
I
together.
know, this was very hard.
I think this is okay.
But like, let's just make it
we need a bigger
clear.
sign.
I mean, it is not to be used for sports parking.
It's not field
Well,
parking.
that's what it should
Field
say,
parking.
right.
No field
No,
parking.
I think the sign says for, program participants at the facility.
Okay.
Right, at the
Okay, yeah,
facility.
exactly, yeah.
But I'll,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that should be clear, because somebody can argue with you that,
All right, so then let's amend this resolution to read program participants at
48.
the Recreation Department building. Okay?
yep.
Mover and second are happy with that?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion approved. 153
Brian,
is Brian.
resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approves the salaries of the Superintendent of Public Works and the Police Chief as set forth in the rate schedule approved for management confidential employees.
Is there a second?
Second?
This is a housekeeping measure. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. 154.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the village administrator to sign the MUNIS agreements for the purchase of software and related services for the Finance Department as per the terms set forth in their proposals dated May 23rd, 2013, at an amount of $18,400, and further approves the annual renewal of $3,240 per year.
Second.
This is part of our effort to move towards a paperless workflow. Patty, you want to describe how this will work
Yeah,
for us?
there are two programs we're looking to acquire tonight. The first one that you moved on is called Content Management, and this particular program will allow us to work with document scanning and document retrieval for all kinds of invoice maintenance and all kinds of record keeping. We, on average, probably process 18,000 transactions a year, in the finance department. There's a lot of things going on. That's a lot of paper to manage and to store, but we will have electronic retrieval and electronic storage going forward with this program. And not only for the finance department to retrieve, but anybody else doing inquiries about, vendor histories or where they may have spent money for audit purposes and the like. It's a very good tool.
We had a web seminar with the board and that Patty and Mary Schwartz, our treasurer, had arranged a couple of months ago, and they showed us the way this works, and it dovetails with our accounting system also put out by Tyler Technologies, the MUNIS program. So I am all in favor of it. It's a great thing. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. 155.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the village administrator to sign the MUNIS agreement for the purchase of an employee self-service program for the finance department as per the terms set forth in their proposal dated May 23rd, 2013 at an amount of $6,275 and further approves the annual renewal of $21.60 per year.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees is based upon advice of the Village Assessor, hereby authorizes the Village Treasurer to refund any monies that may be due as a result of the following corrections to the 2013 tax roll. The property address is 325 Sawmill River Parkway. The correction to be made is to remove the refuge district, resulting in an adjustment of $412.59, and 31 Mountain Road, remove water lien, resulting in an adjustment of $137.03.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. 157.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the village treasurer to close the following capital accounts. Those accounts are Parkway Terrace for sidewalk improvements, the project is complete, and storm sewer initiatives, the project is complete, proceeds to go to debt service.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Everybody's on autopilot. It's only two people. It's easy.
Yeah. Resolved that the Board of Trustees, it's easy for you to say when my voice is like going very rapidly. Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approves the following budget amendments. There's 2 pages of them, so as listed in the record, but the first one is a $23,895 transfer having to do with water and FEMA grants, FEMA reimbursements. The second is to transfer funds for over budget accounts to budget accounts totaling $40,901 as reflected in the record.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. 159.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approves the request from the village administrator to attend the ICMA 2013 annual conference in Boston, Mass, September 21st to 25th at a cost of $635.
Is there a second?
Second.
I almost said ICMA. That's what
ICMA is the International
International City Managers Association.
Management
I was
Association.
going to say ICMA because that's what I thought you would say.
It's local for the first time in a long time. I haven't gone in many years.
Well,
but
This
it's
is
a very
a good thing to
conference.
vote
Good to have you
Nice
go,
job.
and am I correct that you have contributed some miles to your hotel? So
Yeah, I had Starwood points, so I
right.
can cover all the
Great.
hotel, which is good because the hotel costs are,
Yeah.
probably be almost $2,000 for
Yeah.
this. It's ridiculous.
Well, thank you for
Boston's
using.
expensive.
Yes,
Thank you
thanks
for using your
your
Starwood
own
points.
for
Very
your
much
business.
appreciated.
You're welcome.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved.
And I'm gonna-
160.
I'll eat at White
Resolved
Castle.
that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the village administrator to sign an easement agreement with MMR Research Group for the purpose of installing landscape on village-owned property located at 35 Tompkins Avenue.
Is there a second?
Second.
This is an agreement that has been gone through the approval of the Planning Commission for a new company coming to Pleasantville, MMR Research Group. They are purchasing the building at 345 Tompkins, which is the former Northeast Binding Systems building, which is at the corner of Tompkins and Sunnyside.
Yes.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Patty, the intention here is that they will make some changes to the building and its parking lot, but also build some additional parking on land they will own across the street.
Right, that's not the subject of this resolution, but they are improving the small parcel across the street from the facility that's on the corner of Tompkins and Sunnyside, just before you get through the tunnel under the
Right.
underpass.
Right.
But this applies to the opposite side where the building is. They're
Yes.
looking to put some street trees on the Sunnyside Avenue side, which won't affect traffic, and it's a nice way to screen, the facility and the parking lot.
I should say so, and an improvement for everybody, so.
Okay. Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion approved. Then we want to add 161.
Right, resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby repeals Local Law Chapter 35 entitled Summons. Anything
That's
else?
simple.
In its entirety.
That's it.
Second?
Oh, in its entirety.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Repealed.
Great.
Just want
Let's keep
to
going.
I wish I had more.
report on
Maybe
a
next month.
Something wrong with this.
We started our work session this evening with a representative of our finance advisors, and we're beginning the process, and we'll have a resolution in a couple of weeks to refinance some of our existing bonds, not to extend their date, but to take advantage of the current low interest rates. Looks as though over the course of this roughly $2.5 million package of existing debt, we can refinance it and save something like $100,000 over a period of time, which is certainly enough money to make it worth doing. Want to remind everybody that the Pleasantville Music Festival is coming up. It is the second Saturday in July, which is Saturday, July 13. You can go to pleasantvillemusicfestival.com and find out more information about it. It is a joint venture, again, with our co-producing partner, 107.1 The Peak. And the lineup of performers is up on the website at pleasantvillemusicfestival.com. We'll be doing a PCTV show this week that will give you a chance to not only hear about the plans for the music festival, but see some clips of some of the musicians. We'll be recording that this week, and PCTV will run that over the next several weeks, so you'll have lots of opportunity to find out what's going on. You can buy tickets at pleasantvillemusicfestival.com and click right into buying tickets online, which we very strongly encourage you to do. If you prefer to buy hard tickets and have them in your pocket, we'll have hard tickets available later in the week. They're going to be sold at a couple of different, 3 or 4 different venues. I know at least a couple here in Pleasantville and elsewhere. That will also be up on the website, an indication of where you can buy them. So that probably will be available by the end of the week. But again, pleasantvillemusicfestival.com is the place to go for the info, and also to buy your tickets in advance. We will continue with a brief discussion of a couple of different things that are going on here after we close this session and work session, including an ongoing problem we have with a leaking roof here at Village Hall, and a frustrating venture to get competitive bids to try to get it fixed. So
I just have one very, very Pleasantville thing to add, is that I was at a wedding this weekend that was out of state, of a Pleasantville young lady, and at the wedding with a ton of Pleasantville people, I met the fiance of another Pleasantville young lady, and he said, when I asked her to marry me, I didn't realize I was marrying all of Pleasantville. So I just thought that was very cute that, here they are all getting married now, and these fiancés from other states are overwhelmed by when they walk into the village of Pleasantville that they what they have to take on here. So it's kind of cute. So
all right, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you all. Again, congratulations to the 13 PIA students. We will see you again in a couple of weeks on Monday, June 24th. Thank you.